Yeah. I was gonna do an epic shot of the corn being raised, the sun shining through them. Nope. We start with being stuck with the fence. Game hates me. These fences are annoying. He needs us to back up. Come on. Yes, yes, yes. Lag. Auto save. Fuck you. Fuck you. I couldn't see in the dark to fix that. That's what irritating me. Uh, Hi every pony, Blue Dot Red Devil here, and today we're playing Farming Simulator 2015. Game's old. We'll get the harvester and get it down here. So I make sure everything is where it needs to be. Okay. Not that, not that, not that, not that. Ooh, that is in the fields. Fuck, I thought it was on the edge. I shouldn't have been paying attention more. That's gonna have to go. Also, that for some reason cannot dig at the wood chips. I have no idea why. It just won't. So this combine, if you don't remember, pretty much identical to the one that we use for corn. I do believe this actually holds slightly more. For some odd reason. I actually don't know which one is which. So this one has a capacity of 3,000. The other one. Oh, they both hold the same. Never mind. 3,000. Compared to what? The 13 1300, the last one I was using for grain, so improvement. Slightly. We're just going to use this one for a couple of harvests, then we'll move on to the next one. Ooh, my microphone is not right in front of me. Hi! That probably will help out better. Also, if I sound ragged, it's because I've been sitting in the sun for the last 3 days. I am currently at the Pageant of Steam tractor pull, recording it, and I have been sitting there recording it on the edge of the track in the sun. Today's Friday. This video has to go out tomorrow. Also, this is don't buy shitty cameras online, because I'm afraid they might not work. I bought a new camera. So my first camera was a-okay. It broke within less than 3 years. I've been recording these tractor pulls for 3 years now. And the first camera I bought was like $150, I think it was. And it quit working. So I was like, okay, you know what? Screw it. I'll splurge. I spent $350 this time. Bought a brand new camera with an entire set, microphone, everything. New camera stand. One's fancy, allows you to spin it and rotate it and all that stuff without having to. My first camera stand, I bought it on Walmart, and you have to lock it and unlock it each time you want to move it. Move it left or right or up and down. There's 2 different locking mechanisms for it. So, no, okay, the old one, it had 1 locking mechanism. You turn the handle that you're supposed to hold to spin it, and that unlocks it for swiveling up and down and left to right. That means you have to hold that damn thing still, or you're going to wander that camera everywhere. So for me to turn the camera, to follow the tractor that goes past me, I usually try to sit somewhere towards the end, but not all the way at the end. I wanted that view of the tractor going past me, so I get a good image of tractor and sled. It never really worked out, but I can dream, I can try. But yeah. Well, the new camera stand don't have that. It's two things. That's a little twist knob on the side that allows it to swing left and right, and then the handle you grab to swing it, you can twist that to allow adjustment for up and down. Meaning, I can just grab the handle and just give it a little spin without worrying if the camera's going to fall backwards or fall forward. Very useful, by the way. The other one is technically for a camera if you want it to sit still and not move at all. I have a handle on it so you can move it around. Yeah. Unless you have a steady arm, which I don't. I do not have a steady arm. I just hold my hand straight. My fingers are constantly wiggling. It's a thing, I don't remember what it's called. It's a known issue with a lot of people. Just where they can't hold their arms still. And it is genetic, so it can go down the entire family tree. Can't ask either one of my parents because they're old. And with age, you also end up doing that, so. And like I can ask them. Because I am in my mid-30s, and my father had me when he was in his early 30s, so he is in his late 60s right now. My mother was about 8, 9 years younger than him, so it's not like she's young either, so they did have shaking hands and stuff. It probably got worse with time, or it started. The older people have that issue. Can't ask some of my grandparents because my dad's side, they're all gone, and my mom's side, my grandmother's the only one that's left, and she is pretty much on her last legs at the moment. So she's just got put into hospice. If you don't know what that means, it's the hospital going, hey, we physically can't do anything more for the person, and they are on their way out, so we're just gonna send someone every other day from the hospital to come out, except for Sundays, and check on her. And make her comfy. Pretty much that's it. So, for those who know, you've probably dealt with it, and for those who haven't yet, when that happens, there's nothing. You're just sitting there waiting for the phone call. And hey, he's no more. It is rare for the person to live for a long time, but it's not unheard of. Usually when they go on hospice, or I forget exactly how you pronounce it, it means they're on their last legs and there's nothing more the hospital, nothing, no medical person can do. So yeah, probably sometime in the near future, I'll probably disappear for a bit if something happens, but I'll probably post a small video saying I'll be back in about a month. I try to find a way down to Mother, because they're down in the Carolinas, so I'm up here in New York, and it takes me a while. Well, how did I get here? How did I get on this sad topic? I have no idea. Oh, I was talking about shaking hands. Shaking hands. Right, camera stand. Blah. But yeah. Bought a brand new camera with a brand new stand, spare batteries, all that stuff. And the camera sounds like it's underwater. The chip in it was broken when it arrived. Problem is, I can't send it back because I bought it from Amazon and the buyer's not there anymore. They just had a bunch of cameras, and when the cameras all got sold, they either changed their username just out and left, meaning they knew it was going to break, so they were just sold what they could and then fucked off. So next year, I feel like I've had this conversation already. Either way, next year my plan is to get a small personal loan of $800 to $1,000 and go buy a name brand American camera. If it breaks, I can just send it back to the manufacturer. What I'm looking at is yeah, I don't think the company I'm currently looking at is American. I was about to say Kodak, but that's not right. Yeah, what's the name of it? Starts with a C. For some reason I keep wanting to say Qualcomm, and that's not right. Brain. Damn it, you're not braining. Yeah, there. It's a professional camera and camcorder. It is weather and waterproof up to 100 feet. So, me being outdoors, that is useful. It can take from full HD, 30, 60, and 120 frames. Yeah, from full HD all the way up to 8K. Oh, cat. It comes with a zoom lens you can add on to it. So you can zoom in. Cat, hi, go away. I'm recording. I will pet you and hold you later. Yeah, that. So it comes with that. It comes with a light attachment, a mic attachment, both a outdoor and a lapel mic, so I can do FaceTime recording with it if I wanted to, like indoor stuff. It comes with a nice carrying 360 anti-sway holder. In layman's term, you mount the camera in it, and then you can take the holder, hold it out in front of you, and you can move it around, bounce it around, and it stabilizes the camera, so it doesn't shake so much. It's what like skateboarders and stuff use. Yeah, all that comes to about $800. Or if I get the one that has both night vision and well, I can't say that word because I know YouTube doesn't like. How do I know? The undescribed podcasts have said that YouTube doesn't like it. Word that starts with TH, and in Call of Duty, your screen goes white and you can see whiter outlines of people through the walls. That's all I'm going to say right now. Apparently that is off the table, but you can say retard all you want. Okay, there. I don't mind. And back in my day, retard was a normal phrase. I don't understand how people let words control their every waking moments. And I was in a school special educational program for people with learning disabilities, and we used the R. We called each other retarded. You know, we were. We were the people on the short bus. We're going to school. So, it's like nothing new to me, but yeah, people hate it because people are dumb. Ow. I had to loosen my belt. It started to hurt. Man, I'm not even recording with a camera. Just take off my damn pants. What if I just say I'm recording in the nude? Would YouTube even... I don't know. Even care? Since I'm not recording with a footage? I don't know. They let Swagger Soul jerk off on camera. Well, not on camera. He started... You know, I'm not even going to get into it. You can go look it up. Swagger Soul jerking off. Anyway, where were we? Cameras. Yeah. If I can get that, then I just want the zooming feature because, like I said, a lot of times I'm towards the end of the track because that's the only spot you can get. Everyone wants to sit between where they begin and where they end. I'm usually all the way at the end because that's all I can get. So yeah. So to be able to zoom in on the tractor, then zoom out as it coming towards me. Also, with this camera, you can control it through your phone. So if I can aim it down the track and then just look at my phone instead of trying to look at the small digital screens, and just control it zooming in and out from my phone, that would be a lifesaver. Camera now, the two cameras I have, the original one quit zooming in and out. The reason why I bought the new one. Every time I say I bought that new one, a part of my mind just yells in rage. And I'm gonna be full before I get around. Damn. Hoping. Ooh. It's front heavy at high speeds. I haven't been talking in a bit. Hi. Sorry. I was focusing. Also I was dealing with the mental rage of camera. Yeah. Oh. Right now, I still got two more shows after this pageant of Steam. I have the Sun Bitch Tractor Show at the end of the month. And then, actually it's 3. So I have the Sun Bitch Tractor Show. The one in Alexandria, New York, and the one back over in Marion in Walpole, which I'm hoping to have my tractor over there. Not the John Deere, not my John Deere, because tires are expensive, especially for a tractor. You think your car tire is expensive? I almost $800 to $1,000 per tire, and you need two of them. That's almost $2,000 for a set of tires. When most people are complaining, oh, I have to buy this tire for $150. It's going to cost me $1,000 per tire. It's like, fuck yourself. If it wasn't an old tractor, if it was a new tractor, heck, the price of your new car is the price of a tire. You know those big, huge articulating tractors, or big, huge John Deere Case IH tractors? Let's see. Like these? Like the New Holland? Oh. They now have the one with tires? The case? Yeah, like, okay. Yeah, they don't have John Deere's in here, but imagine these, this, but a case, or a John Deere. One tire can cost anywhere from about $30,000 up, depending on what type of tire it is. Especially the big flotation tires, which a lot of people want nowadays because the ground is starting to get too soft for the bigger tractors. Which doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out bigger tractor, softer ground. You need soft ground to grow stuff. So you need to turn it over to make it soft, to plant stuff, so plant grows up through it easier. So if you make ground too soft for a plant to grow up, something heavy like that will sink into it. Also, flotation tires, if you get the right kind, will actually produce a wider footprint per tire, meaning less compaction in that spot when the tire goes over it. I forget the person's name. I'm bad with names, but there's a guy back in the late 50s that created a tire, maybe even earlier than that, but he created a tire that was so buoyant and soft at the same time. You can put it on tractors, or even he designed a tank for it, and run over people lying on the ground, and it will not crush them, no matter how heavy the vehicle is. Because the way the tire is designed, when it runs something over, it doesn't compress it down. It reshapes itself around the object because of how much low pressure is in it. I think the tire only takes about maybe 5 to 10 pounds of pressure to properly inflate, which, think about it, your car tire is anywhere from 30 to 40 pounds of pressure inside that tire with hardened rubber. Think of a best way to put it. You ever had a pool inflatable? And think about inflating it not properly, how it's like soft and doesn't really hold your weight properly. That's what the tire was like, meaning it could run stuff over without ever harming it. It will, I'm not going to say it won't harm stuff. It will, under the right circumstances, but it was so under pressure and so soft of a rubber, but it was so strong, it could run stuff over without damaging a lot of stuff. The military wanted it so bad, but they couldn't find a practical use for it except for making the rubber slightly stronger, and that what became modern airplane tires, and eventually monster truck tires. You ever seen monster truck tires? Little tight, like monster truck with tires, and they drive into the water and they're floating, and they zoom across, not zoom, but like paddle their way through the water with those tires. That's why it's so buoyant with a little bit of pressure because of how loose the rubber, how balloony it is. It's able to hold up a heavy vehicle. A lot of the skirting and I forget what they're called, uh, hovercrafts. Hovercrafts. The balloon skirt around it. That's that rubber. Oh yeah, there's special tires for everything. Like what is it, Michelin or Firestone, that has a recipe for clear rubber tires? The tires are like crystal clear. They have, if you look online, there are crystal clear rubber tires that I want to say it was Michelin. I might be wrong with that. Oh, they put them on show cars once or twice. They never did again because no one, they thought it would become more of a popular demand for like rich people, but it didn't. Really, with modern design, you can design it where there's a light inside the tire. You've probably seen these on movie sets, to be honest, where the tires are glowing on like futuristic cars and stuff. That's because they made it where there's strips of that clear rubber with lights on the inside. So you know, yeah. How did I get to this conversation? What the fuck? What? Oh, I was talking about tractor. I can get so lost in my own conversations. I don't even know how I got here. So I try to think. Turned it off. I'm trying to. Alright, this button to switch. Yeah. Not going to be able to be the John Deere because I can't afford it. But what I do have is a box in the shed for the Ford 2000, which is kind of too new for what they usually do for the tractor pulls, but I can do expedition pull, which means you're not part of the competition, but you're allowed to pull. So I'm probably going to do that. I probably will put that video up here as well on this channel, because at some point I want to keep the channel separate, but since it's me running both of them, eventually they're going to be together. So I'm not going to link the channel together. I'm just going to post the same video on both channels, and if eventually you figure it out, whoopie ding dong dee for you. Have a prize of nothing. But I hope you subscribe to that channel, or this channel, or that one. Who cares at the end of the day? But I believe that my gaming stuff is not always what the farming stuff should be. And same thing, the farming stuff shouldn't be on the gaming channel. But for my first time doing a tractor pull, I will put it here because, you know, I started my channel with this. I'll probably splice that moment of me doing the probably couple tractor pulls with that tractor, depending on the class. The class meaning weight on the sled. Because you don't know, there's a weight. They add weight to the sled. The sled gets pulled, it turns a chain, and a bucket with the weight in it slowly comes up towards the front, which is a steel plate on the ground. So, as the weight gets over the top of that steel plate, it adds more friction to the ground and makes it harder and harder. So it's like it's a cantilever action. More weight to the back, meaning the plate up front is lighter on the ground. As you pull forward and that weight moves forward, putting more of its weight on the sled itself, because there's wheels on the back, so when that's spinning, that turns the sprocket that pulls the chain that pulls the bucket forward. As that bucket goes forward with all its weight, it puts more weight down. So the farther the bucket goes forward, the more weight there is over the top of the sled, to the point where eventually your tractor just can't take it anymore. Because they will always, what they do is they will put more weight than what your tractor recommended to have in, or for that class. I think the class, like, you have like class A and class C. Why there's no class B, I never asked. But class A is usually unmodified tractors, and class C is modified tractors, meaning either tractors with more weight or less weight, which unfortunately my tractor, my Ford 2000, has weighted tires, so it's going to go into class C regardless. I can't help it. Not emptying out the tires. That's too much effort. And to be honest, I have nowhere for the line to go. Not line. I think it's a lie, not line. It's a mixture that gets mixed with water, and because the chemical, once it gets mixed in with water, it makes the water heavier than normal water. And since it's a certain chemical, it can't freeze, so by putting in the tire, you make the tires heavier. Because the way traction works, the way the tires, like I said, the tires that used for planes are nearly the same identical tires that tractors use. They're designed for low pressure but they don't have the same design. It's a tire with an inner tube. It's a low pressure rubber with where the pads are is a high capacity hard rubber, and then the sidewalls are a low capacity rubber that's mixed together. Oh, not too sure. But all I know is there's an inner tube inside. That inner tube, usually what holds the liquid, is you weight your tires. Or something like that. You put about 5 to 10 pounds of pressure in those inner tubes. And when the tractor starts to bog down and the wheels start to dig in, the way that tire is designed, it's designed to flex. Meaning, it's rounded when it's sitting there, so it's fine, but when it starts to flex, the treads, they go flat. Almost like if you put your fingers together, you put your two thumbs together and hold your fingers straight out. It makes a square when it's fully flexed out, meaning the the lugs, which is the tractor pad style of tires, that ag style tires, when that gets bogged down and starts pushing against dirt, that tire actually goes flat, almost like tank treads. So meaning there's more surface against the ground. And it helps dig in. But since tractors are designed for more than speed, I can actually show you right here. See, when the tractor tires dig in, the sidewalls here, I can't crouch. And I don't think I don't have a mouse, unfortunately. But, I don't have a crosshair either, yet. But, the sidewalls will start to twist and bend. You'll see, like, the rubber starting to fold on itself. I mean, if I wasn't tired, I could edit section in from one of my previous tractor pulls showing that happening. Maybe next week when I'm not super fucking bullshit tired. Because I don't feel like editing that in. I'll make a note for myself and I'll put that in next week. But either way, when the tire digs in and it compresses down, the rubber itself folds onto itself, acting like a spring. It wants to keep pushing the tractor forward. Now, the reason why I get stuck is a number of things. Weight to ground tension is mostly the problem. If the ground itself doesn't have a good tension, the lugs will fill up with dirt and just spin freely. That's usually where the tractor loses its tension to the ground. Because once these lugs are full with dirt, it won't grip. It will just start to spin. That way, if you know anything about like rock climbing trucks, they will deflate their tires so it will do that, because car tires are not designed for that. Actually not designed for that. Also, that's also the reason, if you're driving in winter conditions, you should at least drop your tire pressure about 5% or 5 pounds under the limit they tell you is the minimum. So if it says minimum 30 pounds, put it down to like 25. Your tires will actually have a little bit more grip. Unfortunately, do not run it if there's no snow on the road like that. That's why during winter you should have at minimum pressure, and during summer you should have closer towards maximum. That allows your tire to grip better during the winter and have less grip during the summer. Or, well, you shouldn't really do that during rainy season, but during dry summer roads, the less tension on the surface of the road, meaning the less fuel you're going to use, to be honest. But I do believe Mythbusters prove that to a point that is the case. Yeah, I think you can find that online. I'm going to end this here. How do I get out of tractor? There we go. I'm so tired I couldn't remember what the button is to get out of the tractor. Alright, I'm going to end this here. Did this get empty? No. Go empty into the next truck. And we'll come back next week. I'll try to remember about the entire thing. I'll probably do it right off the bat, right off rip, the youngsters would say. But I'm gonna call it here so I can go edit this, and it's not a very long episode. So I have been Blue Devil Red Devil. We will continue this conversation next week, and look forward sometime in October where I will post the section of me doing my tractor pull, because I have a box of replacement parts for the 2000, and I do plan on making a video, like a blog type video for my farming stuff. So yeah, hopefully that all works out. Until then, I have been Blue Devil Red Devil, and I will see you all in heaven. And I have been Blue Devil Red Devil. If you like what you see and you like to see more of it, remember to like, comment, subscribe. It helps my channel grow. And I will see you all in hell. See ya. Fuck, remember your own damn phrases. Yeah. Quit nagging me. Never me.